1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Arts and Leisure on the HAN Network. This is our weekly program featuring everything that is coming up in the area's music, arts, and entertainment scene. We will interview local artists, authors, musicians, and even some nationally recognized names who may be performing here in our area. We will have movie reviews and film suggestions from the real dad, Mark Schumann, and etiquette tips from Catherine Michaels. This is your all-access pass, and here are your hosts, Arts and Leisure editor Sally Sanders and our entertainment reporter Steve Coulter.
Welcome to Arts and Leisure on the HAN Network. I'm your host Steve Coulter, joined always with Sally Sanders on the couch here. Last week we went over the 2016 Emmy nominations.
Yes.
This week we have a great show on HBO, must watch, The Night of. This will be the Emmy contender next year.
We're sticking with television
Yes.
because there's nothing to see in the movie theaters right now.
Nothing, unless you want to go see Independence Day or Ghostbusters or Tarzan or
By the end
you
of the
name
month,
it.
we hope to have
Well,
Mark back with us.
you'll have Born 5 at the end of the month.
Oh, well, there's something to look forward to. But this new show
The Night of, starring John Turturro and Riz Ahmed from Nightcrawler, and we're kind of centering the show around John Turturro's career as a film actor. But before we get into the Turturro films, this show is just awesome. He's the lawyer to Riz Ahmed's character, Nas, and Nas gets himself in quite a bit of trouble with the police.
Quite a bit of trouble. I saw the first episode.
Oh, it's so good.
And
you're screaming constantly, don't do it.
Yeah.
The whole episode you're screaming, don't let her in the cab.
Yeah.
Don't go back to her place.
Yeah, don't be so stupid.
Don't grab the knife.
Don't break the glass.
Don't break the glass.
Don't go back.
Don't grab the drugs.
Yeah.
He grabs the drugs. Why does he do that?
I don't know.
There's no reason for it. He's not thinking.
Well, yeah, and that's the question. Is he stupid? Is it some huge involved plot that we just are getting the very, very beginning fragments of?
We're getting the very beginning of it. The first
Yeah.
episode is laying the groundwork because you're going to go much deeper in the second episode into the prison system, and then you'll be getting a lot more of the social justice within the prison system and the court system. And it's like, the best way I've described it to people, if you like Making a Murderer, this is like watching Making a Murderer as a TV show. They're kind of making him a murderer.
John
so to
Turturro comes in at the end.
Very
of
end of the first episode.
And
Jack Stone is the character's name.
A very world-weary lawyer who
Cynic.
knows the system back and forth, and has very bad feet.
Yes, he has got eczema on his feet, so that's his character trait that he'll always be remembered for, Jack Stone. And there they are together, Riz Ahmed and John Turturro, and I would not be surprised to see both of them nominated for Emmys next fall, because they are both just dynamic. And Riz Ahmed in that first one, he just breaks your heart, because as much as you're screaming at him, you kind of want him to get out of there.
He's just a kid who wanted to have fun.
I know.
I mean, this repressed Pakistani.
Right, and then he takes the dad's cab out. That's the kind of the plot line. He takes the dad's cab out for a night, and
always the good boy up until then.
And then there's a lot of bad stuff that happens, and it's got great performances. Bill Camp is also Detective Box in that first episode. He is wonderful, a true delight. He's there at the police station where Nas's character can walk right out the door, which is like, there's like a comic element to that scene. He's looking at the door like, I can just get out of here if no one says anything. Detective comes in, all of a sudden they search him, they find the murder weapon, and he's in jail.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, and then, you got John Turturro coming into it, and now I guess is as good a time as ever to talk about him as just one of those actors who constantly through the years has popped up as a supporting character.
It's a joy to see him in just about anything.
You're elated to see him at the end of the series because it's like you finally get a deep breath from all this drama with Nas and the police and the interrogation, and you want him to call a lawyer, but one of his many mistakes is he never does call a lawyer. He just gets lucky that Jack Stone kind of walks into his cell.
Yeah.
And Turturro's taking over from there, and he's taking over the role actually from the late James Gandolfini.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. This was
his passion project.
Yeah.
James Gandolfini was going to do it as a follow-up to The Sopranos, and
they did the first episode, the promo.
A while ago.
Yeah.
The pilot was filmed
4 years ago.
Yeah, the pilot was filmed when there's a line in it. I think they mentioned Amari Stoudemire, and he was on the Knicks when they filmed it. Now he's like not even in the league. So.
Well, I read an interview with Riz Ahmed, who is Nas,
yep.
and he was saying, it was like he kept getting messages. It's on. fly to New York, it's off, never mind, it's on. And they finally, it was like, okay, get on the plane now, we have John Turturro. And,
well, the wait is well worth it, because I think he's going to become a big star, and I think this is going to be one of HBO's. It's a mini-series, too. We should put that out to people. It's not. This won't be coming back next year.
How many episodes?
8.
8.
So it's kind of filling the gap between Game of Thrones and their new big production, Westworld, in the fall. So it's perfect, because it really does hit all those. It's like The Wire. It hits all those elements of our kind of, political system, where you have, the cops, you have the criminals, you have the courts, and all these different characters kind of fit into that, and it's very well done. Steve Zalian, he's a writer from, he did Gangs in New York, A Civil Action, you name it, and then his writer as well as Richard Price, who wrote some of the episodes of The Wire.
And great crime novels.
Great crime novel writer, and they've just done a great job with it. Can't say enough good things. It's definitely the best show of this summer. I highly recommend it. Anyways, John Turturro.
John Turturro.
What's your favorite John Turturro role?
Well, I think one of the ones I remember him earliest in is Pino in Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing.
And
I had that as 4th on my list.
He was. It's funny how he can be an unappealing character, and yet you're drawn to him.
So true.
All
these roles I have, he's not likable per se in any of them, yet they're so iconic.
Well, Pete Hoswallop in
yes, and Brother Where Art Thou. That was my 5th.
He's pretty.
He's
appealing.
Likable, right?
Yeah.
There he is. There he is. As Pete.
Yeah.
You can't help but like him.
Yeah.
But we were talking before the show. His characters always run into these religious fanatics. He can't seem to. He's always some way, shape, or form involved with people that are a little too.
Yeah.
And Barton Fink is the perfect one, where he is the victim of this John Goodman character who's, a Nazi sympathizer that he doesn't realize right away, and he's in Hollywood in the early 40s, and he's quickly way over his head.
Way over his head.
And this time around, he's like Naz's character in Barton Fink. He wakes up with a dead girl next to him.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
But look at the eyes. There's something about his eyes and the way he can seem to vibrate without moving.
Yes.
He's always like a chihuahua quivering kind of.
Yes, a chihuahua is actually really good. He kind of looks like one.
A little. Yeah, a little.
What other ones of yours do you like of his?
Well, I do like him in most of any of the Coen brothers movies.
Big Lebowski's
the Big Lebowski, yeah.
Jesus Quintana.
Miller's Crossing, and also he did a lot with Spike Lee, and in addition to Do the Right Thing, he did Mo Better Blues and Jungle Fever, and those were all good.
He's like your perfect in-your-face actor, and so he fits in that Do the Right Thing where characters are literally in your face screaming. He really fits with the kind of Spike Lee
And of course,
type.
I always have to throw in Romance and Cigarettes, which I just always
He's had such a good career. It's been so many good directors he's worked with on so many different projects.
Yeah. He did a movie he's done several now that he's directed and written. One is called Mac, which I haven't seen, but reading about it made me want to look it up. He plays the oldest of 3 brothers in a building company.
This is last year or no?
Oh no, this is a while ago. Okay. It was the first movie that he ever wrote and directed himself. And
it's interesting he didn't write any of this.
He stretches himself. That's what I really like about him. He's such an intelligent actor.
Yeah.
And he's always looking for
Well, if he's working with
ways.
the Coen brothers, of course he's got to obviously have a keen sense for a good script.
So what are your top ones?
I had Jesus Quintana. My other favorite one is he's Knish in Rounders. This really conniving guy who's playing around with the Matt Damon character. He's working for the John Malkovich character, who's this kind of psycho Russian guy. Or actually, he's not working for Malkovich, but everybody's working with somebody in that movie, and you don't really know if he's a good guy or not, but he's supporting Matt Damon's character, so you'd think, in Rounders. And Knish is very memorable to me, right up there with Jesus Quintana. I also had Barton Fink, and you had Oh Brother Where Art Thou, which is just a great role.
Yeah.
It's a fun time at the movies. So yeah, any of those Coen brothers or Spike Lee movies are definitely up there. And he's also very good in the Transformers series. He's definitely the best part of the first Transformers. There he is right there. He's crazy. And he also has a great role in that Bronx is Burning as Billy Martin. I think he fits that character. I can't think of another actor.
Another quivering chihuahua role.
I can't think of another person more destined to be Billy Martin than John Turturro.
Yeah.
And And that really concludes the Turturro segment. He's had a lot of good movies, and we recommend The Night Of. It's spectacular tour de force drama on HBO. We're going to head off to our first commercial break. When we come back, we've got Tim Quinn from Long Hill United Methodist Church in Trumbull. He's going to be talking about blueberry pies.
Yum, yum.
Yeah, I can smell it. And we'll be back after the commercial break.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Drop off your knives to be sharpened, grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers, and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Mosquitoes, ticks, gone. Guaranteed. That's what Mosquito Squad guarantees as America's most trusted mosquito and tick control company. Locally owned and operated, over 90,000 homes have been protected by Mosquito Squad using their dual protection method for season-long protection, which includes barrier spray service for eliminating mosquitoes and adult ticks, as well as supplemental programs to increase tick control. They use only USDA organic options, which are safe and non-toxic. Contact them today at www.squadctny.com or 203-893-4309. Mosquito Squad. No bugs, no bites, no kidding.
Warm weather, light breezes, boats are in the water. There's no better place to celebrate summer than the Dock Shop. Whether in Darien at 51 Tokenique Road or Westport at 609 Riverside Avenue, the Dock Shop is where you'll find everything you need to kick off summer. From the latest summer apparel to the newest fishing tackle, the Dock Shop will help you get the most out of your next beach day or harbor cruise. At the Dock Shop, you'll find a wonderful selection of items made in the USA and right here in New England, all with a distinct nautical flair. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the coastal lifestyle, this is a unique place to shop. DockShop.com.
You're watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 1 million people have watched our live sports, news, and entertainment programming since the network launched in August 2015. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back to Arts and Leisure on the HAN Network. Joining us on the couch is Tim Quinn of Long Hill United Methodist Church.
Thank you.
Trumbull's Blueberry Festival is this weekend, and wow, blueberry pies they're starting to accumulate there in the freezer on Main Street in your church, right?
There are 200 in the freezer, and there's another 25 or so that are going to be fresh baked tomorrow, that they'll be served by the slice. But my wife and the rest of the women there.
How many women do it?
It's almost like she's Henry Ford. They've got this system
Assembly
where
line,
they got the conveyor belt.
anywhere from 4 to 8 at a time, and they'll knock out 50, 60 pies. Boom, put them in the freezer. Come back 2 days later. So I just get to run around, get the pie shells, get the blueberries, and sweep the floor, get out of the way.
Right, get out of their way. You don't want to mess with that process.
No, because otherwise tomorrow when they're baking the blueberry muffins, if they burn a couple, we don't get to eat them unless we're good. Exactly. So the guys know to stay out of a Methodist kitchen. But this is the 12th year, and it really, it's surprising. Connecticut there's great strawberry festivals everywhere, and then there's great pumpkin festivals everywhere. But Connecticut grows a ton of blueberries.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of farms have blueberries.
We're one of the oldest going around here at 12 years. And I just don't understand why. I love blueberries. And
I grew up picking blueberries, out in the
a little more work than
fields,
strawberries because you got a lot more.
So when the church started this 12 years ago, that was kind of the thought process is you don't have to compete against all the strawberry
idea
festivals.
was, you didn't want to go up against the strawberries. So they said, well, let's just do... The original one was just ice cream sundaes with blueberry syrup. And
they still serve that there too, right?
They do. And of course they make the syrup out of the blueberries.
Right.
But then now it's expanded. I mean, you have the homemade blueberry pies, blueberry muffins. They've got a
blueberry everything.
A lemon angel food cake with blueberry sauce.
Yum.
Blueberry, and then there's the sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries.
Do you do a chicken salad with
They
blueberries?
do a chicken
yes?
salad with blueberries. I told them they could not put blueberries in the hot dogs. I drew the line. I said, stay out of my
mix the
grill.
ketchup
Blueberry
and the blueberry
chutney,
sauce.
that might be good.
There's the operation right there.
Yeah.
There it is, and it's, in fact, there's our new pastor,
Yeah,
Pastor
Ed
Ed
Dayton in
Dayton.
the
That was
kitchen.
his second day on the job, and he took a look in there, and he said, that looks good, and he was a smart man. He got out.
Backed out, yeah.
He got right out of there. And each pie...
And you were
is
kind
just-
enough to bring us in a pie.
Oh,
if you
listen,
wanna
come
hang
on.
it up on display here.
Each pie is
Show the camera the
just
pie.
over a pound of blueberries.
Wow.
Just over a pound.
It's
and there's
beautiful.
both the crumb topping here,
There it is.
or lattice, and my joke is, since it's Methodist pies, it's fat-free and calorie-free, but it doesn't always work that way. And we have more. We have arts and crafts. We have a number of very good craftspeople that join us. We have a big children's area for the kids to
So
play.
you can bring the kids. It's not.
We
just
have live music, and it's a rain or shine event, because it's easy enough to go indoors, and it's Saturday from 10 until 3. The church, it's right on Main Street in Trumbull. Those coming from out of town, Route 111,
Yeah, it's 6358.
6358. It's right next to what was the Corner Deli, which is now under reconstruction, is going to be the new Corner Deli. It's just south of St. Joseph's Manor on the same side of the street. And there's parking on the Main Street lot, on Elizabeth Street, or on the streets themselves. And it's, just bring the whole family. It's a nice...
Perfect midsummer event.
And it's relaxed. Some vendors are outside, some are inside in the air conditioning. And it's kind of an old New England...
Where do you like to usually sit, air conditioning or outside?
As close to the food as I can get.
So you like your pie fresh, not frozen.
That's no, I actually like them both. 2 weeks ago, we were cleaning out the freezer, and I see down at the bottom, and I was, what is that? And it was a pie from last year. So I said to Martha, what do you think? She said, yes. She cooked it.
Good?
I couldn't tell the difference.
It can't hurt it, no.
Aged blueberries.
How about that? I was going to say it's like a fine wine, a fine pie instead.
So that was the joke she told everybody at church. She said, you better not wait till the last minute, because otherwise the people who come to the festival are going to take all the pies.
Right.
And once they're gone, they're gone. But she said, get 2 or 3 and
Put them in the freezer.
have one at Thanksgiving, have one at Valentine's Day.
Doesn't hurt to have pies,
Blueberries are,
Blueberry pie anytime is excellent.
It's New England.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right?
It definitely, and it's, I've fallen in love with blueberries. I don't know. As a kid, I never got into them. Chocolate was all I cared about as a kid. But as I got older, I started liking more and more fruits. And all of a sudden, maybe about 15 years ago, I really got into blueberries. I had strawberries and peaches and plums, bananas. But all of a sudden, we went up to Maine. And I had the little wild
ones,
Maine
yeah.
blueberries.
And you were converted forever.
Oh, that was, and some of our pies we have done with the Maine blueberries.
Delish.
So it's fun.
Are they still baking them, or are they all baked?
They're going to be baking all day Friday.
Okay.
And those are the ones that will be sold baked, or they'll sell by the slice, and you can have pie or pie a la mode. The ones that are baked, the ones that are made that are frozen, there's instructions with them on how you can take them home and bake them yourselves, and it's very, very easy. They put it in there, so it's...
There they are. Those are some of the ones that are
That's
ready
it.
for the freezer.
And, it smells great in your kitchen.
I can smell it from over here. It's making me hungry.
Martha brought this one home, and she baked it this morning.
Ah, okay.
So I'm laying in bed going, what is that?
Yeah.
And I came
That gets you out of
downstairs,
bed quickly.
and she says, no. This is people for the Hand Network. You get to carry it. You don't get to eat it. I said, okay.
Well, you'll get to have plenty this Saturday at the church, I'm sure.
That's it. And again, it's rain or shine. And bring the kids. We've got at the church itself, we have one of the oldest preschools in Trumbull, the Children's Center. And there's a huge outdoor play area. And we've got the Shriners clowns there making balloons. And there's a lot for the young ones to do. And as live music, we're going to have 60s and 70s music playing inside. And it's just a nice New England family
And this
day.
raises money for the church, for missions?
It does. Well, anything from putting oil in the tank to painting the ceiling to missions. It doesn't have a specific purpose.
Okay.
But it is just, what is needed at that time. And, as you know, every church, there are years when you can throw it all to mission. There's years when it's going right in for the oil.
Yeah.
And it's good to have an event like this where it keeps bringing people
and
back.
And the funny thing is the little church, it's a beautiful little old stone church. In fact, this year marks the 100th anniversary of the cornerstone being laid at the present location. Long Hill United Methodist Church. It goes back, it was on Lake and Maine, it was on Daniels Farm Road, it goes all the way back. It's the third oldest church in Trumbull, but we were power washing the stone this past fall, and there was the one, 1857. Go around the corner, what is this one? 1916, so we looked it up, and sure enough, it was 100 years ago
first brick.
that that they did it. So this fall, on top of all our spaghetti suppers, we'll have a
celebration. Yes.
Maybe we'll do more blueberries.
Save a few pies.
Yeah, I was going to say save a few pies. For those who want pies, again, Long Hill United Methodist Church in Trumbull this Saturday, 10 a.m., 3 p.m. Got plenty going on there.
And it's a rain or shine event, so come on up, and we'd love to see you. And if you have any questions, you can give the church a call at 203-268-9090. And it's right on Main Street in Trumbull, and we hope you come join us.
Tim, thank you so much for coming on Arts and Leisure.
And it's fun to be here because I go way back to Trumbull. I used to play softball for the Trumbull Times.
Oh.
Going way back to there was a fellow by the name of Ben Gum. He sounds like a character out of, but Ben was our left fielder.
Yes.
And so Ben picked up the tab one year. So we used to play for the Trumbull Times.
There you go.
So it's
an
good
HN Network connection.
That's it?
Yeah.
But we thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Tim.
Hopefully folks will come see us and have a good time.
Perfect.
And thank you for having us.
That concludes our show. We'll be back next week with more Arts and Leisure on the HN Network.